Hello and welcome back to Reflective Dive. Today we're jumping into Ian Tuhovsky's 21 Days of Effective Communication. This isn't just a book summary, we're going to break down the practical, daily habits that can seriously upgrade one of the most important skills we have. Our goal here is to help you not just see the ideas, but actually start using them. Let's get into it.
So the book kicks off with a really powerful question. We talk, text, and email all day long, right? It's something we do constantly. So why is it so incredibly hard to get right sometimes? Why do small disagreements blow up into huge fights? And why is it that sometimes making a real connection feels almost impossible?
And right here is the book's big idea, the answer to that question. Tuhovsky makes it super clear. Great communication isn't some magical talent you're born with. Not at all. Instead, it's a skill that's built piece by piece through small, intentional habits you can practice every single day.
To fit the skill, where do we start building? Well, maybe not where you'd expect. The journey doesn't begin with talking. It starts with the thing most of us skip over, listening. This is the foundation, because you can't add to a conversation until you've actually truly received it.
This is all about breaking down what active listening really means. It's not just staying quiet while you wait for your turn. It's about creating space for the other person, giving a little nod, an I see, to show you're with them. And this one is tough, but you gotta let them get their entire thought out. Fight that urge to jump in with your brilliant advice. And then, when you respond, don't just repeat their words like a parrot. Try to capture the feeling behind them. So it sounds like you're feeling really frustrated. That shows you actually get it.
Now, of all the things we do that kill a conversation, the book points to one habit that is by far the most common and the most destructive. Have you guessed what it is yet?
0. That's the number. Your goal for interruptions in any given day should be 0. Think about it. Every single time we cut someone off, we're sending a clear message, stop talking. What I have to say is more important. It completely hijacks their train of thought and makes them feel like they don't matter. So, the challenge is simple. Try for 0 interruptions today.
Okay, so once we've nailed down that listening foundation, then we can focus on our own words. And what's amazing is how tiny, little changes in how we phrase things can completely change the vibe of an entire interaction. Let's look at a few powerful examples.
This is brilliant. The word but basically acts like a delete key for whatever you just said. It creates a conflict, a dead end. But watch what happens when you swap it for and. Suddenly, both things can be true at the same time. It's not a conflict anymore. It's a problem to solve. I have a desire, and I have a challenge. It just opens everything up.
Here's another game changer, and it's just one tiny word, yet. This is all about building a growth mindset. When you say, I can't, it feels permanent, like a brick wall. It's a fact. But when you add yet to the end of that sentence, the entire meaning shifts. It's not a permanent failure anymore. It's just a temporary state. It means you're on a journey, and you're just not there yet.
And this one is so subtle but so powerful, shifting from I to we. Saying I think can immediately put the other person on the defensive. It's my position against yours. But when you say we need, you're instantly on the same team. It's no longer me versus you, it becomes us trying to solve a shared problem together.
So we've got the listening, we've got the words, but there's another piece to the puzzle. The message itself is only part of it. How you actually deliver that message, your voice, can either make your words land with impact or make them fall flat. Here are a few quick tips on that. Generally, a slightly lower pitch tends to sound more confident. And don't be afraid of silence. A good pause before making a key point gives it so much more weight. It forces people to lean in and listen. Of course, varying your tone keeps things interesting, so you don't sound like a robot. And finally, try to get rid of those filler words, the ums and likes. Cutting those out makes you sound so much more polished.
All right, now we get to what might be the single most important psychological shift in the entire book. Honestly, this one idea can revolutionize how you handle disagreements, give feedback, and just navigate tough conversations in general.
Just look at this example. It says it all. When you say, you are lazy, you're not talking about the room anymore. You're attacking their character, who they are as a person. And what happens when people feel attacked? Their walls go up and the conversation is over. But if you focus on the specific, observable behavior, the room is messy, it's just a fact. It separates the problem from the person, which means you can solve the problem without starting a fight.
This is the secret. It really is. If you need to bring up something difficult with someone, always, always, always ask yourself, am I talking about what they did, or am I making a judgment about who they are? It changes everything.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here, from listening all the way to mindset. Let's boil it all down to 3 concrete takeaways you can start using the second this is over. First things first, focus on listening. And here's a simple, measurable challenge. For the rest of today, make it your goal to interrupt people 0 times. Just see how it changes your conversations. Takeaway number 2, try a one-word swap. Pick one to practice. The next time you're about to say but, try swapping it for and. Or the next time you think, I can't do this, just add that little word yet to the end. It's a small change with a surprisingly big impact.
And finally, number 3, the big mindset shift. The next time you're in a conflict, make a conscious effort to talk about the action, not the person. Address what they did, not what it makes you think they are. This one habit can transform your most difficult conversations.
So as we finish up, here's a question to leave you with. Of all these ideas, which one feels the most challenging to you? Which one pushes back against your natural habits the most? Because paying attention to that feeling, that's where the real opportunity for growth begins.